Justice inside, fading away off one.
Athlete, so it's awesome. She said they text every day.
Plenty of space. This time back to Boston. Boston. Whoa, moving first.
Flames affects that.
Mitchell. It parts open. It's going to be Indiana forcing the turnover as it's now Cunningham up ahead. Boston, the catch and gather. Howard, knocked off balance. No whistle. Howard spinning goes up.
Team thrives.
Cam Banham up ahead. Williams running the floor and an excellent gather. She gets the two.
And that is where Chicago can steal some points.
Rebound ripped away by Cardoso. Banham long two and well defended as she goes to the cup. And Chicago pushing the pace once again. Atkins stops at the net. Mitchell hesitation in the paint. The floater off the window. High degree of difficulty.
Pretty and a mismatch there. She
true to her natural position. She's been playing so well from there, but she will get some opportunities as she jets by the defender, jumps it off to Howard, and
continue to shoot that with confidence.
Mitchell knifing through the lane, can't get to the cup. Howard right there to clean it up. Banham dumps it off. Nice find to Williams. Williams can't get the floater. Cardoso. Mitchell trying to go one-on-one after getting the handoff. Back to Boston. Sets her feet. Nailed. It's under 4 minutes left here in the first quarter. Kia Nurse into the game and a nice.
Have been a huge target.
She already has 6 rebounds as well too. Boston backing down her defender. Flips it in. Three. Oh, what a sight for Alexi Hall. She has needed that one to drop. Ended. Mitchell trying to attack Allen. Step back tray. Mitchell.
Ways to keep connecting and be together. I know you know about that too, guys.
Yes, we do.
What a night for basketball fans as two fierce WNBA rivals, the Chicago Sky and the Indiana Fever, stepped onto the court for a showdown packed with energy, passion, and championship-level intensity. From the very first whistle, you could feel the electricity in the air. Every fan knew they were about to witness a battle where every possession mattered. This was more than just another regular season game. It was a clash between two teams fighting to prove they belong among the league's elite. Coming into this matchup, both squads had something to prove. The Chicago Sky had been riding a wave of momentum, showing flashes of brilliance in recent games, but looking to solidify their position in the standings. On the other side, the Indiana Fever were determined to defend their home court, led by the sensational rookie sensation Caitlin Clark and the dominant presence of Aliyah Boston in the paint. With playoff implications looming and bragging rights on the line, this game promised intensity from start to finish, and the players were ready to deliver. The game tipped off with both teams wasting no time setting the tone. Chicago struck first, pushing the pace and finding early success from mid-range, while Indiana answered back with a quick three from Caitlin Clark that sent the crowd into a frenzy. The Fever looked to attack inside through Aliyah Boston, drawing contact and forcing Chicago to work hard in the paint. Chicago's guards, however, responded with sharp ball movement, creating open looks and knocking down key jumpers to keep things even. Midway through the quarter, the Sky went on a brief scoring run fueled by aggressive defense, turning steals into fast break points. But the Fever didn't let the momentum get away, with Clark orchestrating the offense and dishing out pinpoint passes to her teammates for easy buckets. The pace was electric, both teams trading baskets, the crowd feeding off every big shot. As the first quarter came to a close, Chicago held a slim lead, but Indiana's energy made it clear this was going to be a battle all night long. The second quarter opened with Indiana coming out aggressive, determined to swing the momentum in their favor. Caitlin Clark took control early, pulling up for a deep three that brought the Fever fans to their feet. Chicago tried to answer back with their own perimeter shooting, but Indiana's defense tightened, forcing tough shots and capitalizing on rebounds. Aliyah Boston dominated the paint, grabbing offensive boards and finishing through contact to give the Fever their first lead of the night. Chicago, refusing to let the game slip away, responded with a quick 6-0 run behind crisp passing and a clutch corner three from their veteran guard. The pace continued to accelerate, with both teams pushing the ball in transition and creating high-energy sequences that had the crowd roaring. As the clock wound down toward halftime, Clark found her teammate cutting to the basket for a buzzer-beating layup, sending Indiana into break with a slight advantage and all the momentum on their side at the halftime break. The scoreboard reflected just how tightly contested this matchup had been. Indiana held a narrow lead, fueled by their balanced scoring attack and relentless work on the boards. Caitlin Clark had already racked up double-digit points, showcasing her deep shooting range and sharp court vision, while Aliyah Boston's presence in paint had been a nightmare for Chicago's defense. The Fever's shooting percentage hovered just above 48%, and their ability to capitalize on second-chance opportunities was paying off. For Chicago, the first half was defined by resilience. Despite facing early foul trouble for one of their starting forwards, they kept the offense flowing with unselfish ball movement and timely outside shooting. Their transition game produced several easy buckets, but they struggled to contain Indiana's interior dominance. As both teams headed to the locker rooms, the adjustments were clear. Indiana needed to maintain their defensive intensity, while Chicago had to find a way to slow down Boston inside and close out on Clark's perimeter looks. The stage was set for a thrilling second half. The third quarter tipped off with Chicago showing renewed energy, immediately pushing the tempo and knocking down a quick mid-range jumper to cut into Indiana's lead. Determined to shift the momentum, they amped up the defensive pressure, forcing the Fever into a couple of early turnovers. Those mistakes proved costly for Indiana, as Chicago turned them into back-to-back fast-break layups, bringing the game within a single possession. But just as it seemed the Sky were taking control, Caitlin Clark responded with a cold-blooded three-pointer from well beyond the arc, silencing the visiting crowd and sparking an Indiana run. Aliyah Boston continued to be a force inside, battling for offensive rebounds and finishing through contact, while Indiana's bench stepped up with timely buckets to keep the lead intact. Chicago, however, refused to go away. Their perimeter shooting began to click again, and a pair of deep threes late in the quarter kept the score tight. As the third quarter ended, the Fever held a slim but dangerous lead, setting up a dramatic final 12 minutes. The fourth quarter began with the intensity turned all the way up as both teams understood that every possession could decide the game. Chicago came out firing, hitting a contested three right out of the gate to cut the deficit to just 2 points. Their defense tightened as well, forcing Indiana into a couple of rush shots. The Sky capitalized, tying the game with a smooth transition layup that had their bench erupting in celebration. Indiana, however, refused to let the momentum slip away. Caitlin Clark took command of the offense, orchestrating plays with patience and precision. She found Aliyah Boston inside for a pair of crucial buckets, then followed it up with another deep three that sent the Fever fans into a frenzy. Chicago fought back hard, with their veteran guards hitting clutch shots and drawing fouls to keep the game within reach. The final 2 minutes were pure chaos, lead changes on nearly every possession, defensive stops followed by explosive offense, and the crowd hanging on every bounce of the ball. With under 30 seconds left, the stage was set for a dramatic finish that would come down to execution under the highest pressure. As the clock ticked down, Chicago had possession with a chance to tie or take the lead. They worked the ball around the perimeter, searching for the right shot, but Indiana's defense held firm, forcing a tough contested jumper that bounced off the rim. Aliyah Boston secured the rebound and was immediately fouled, sending her to the free throw line. With the game on the line, Boston calmly sank both shots, extending the Fever's lead to 4 with just seconds remaining. Chicago tried one last desperation three, but it rimmed out, and the final buzzer sounded through the arena. The Indiana Fever emerged victorious, 88-84, in a thrilling contest that kept fans on the edge of their seats from start to finish. The players embraced at midcourt, and the home crowd erupted in celebration, knowing they had just witnessed one of the most exciting games of the season. This game was a showcase of star power, grit, and execution under pressure. Caitlin Clark once again proved why she's one of the most electrifying players in the league, finishing with 27 points, 8 assists, and a handful of clutch shots that shifted the games.